The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled. That's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. You know, just when I think this series can't get any better, each episode continues to impress. And this one is actually Duelist Revolution, and I think we're going to see a bit of a wild episode. Most people remember D-Rev for Pot of Duality, Solemn Judgment, Effect Veiler, and to be honest, those are the only 3 cards that matter from this set. But this set sealed has a lot of wacky cards that are probably going to be quite relevant. Most notably, I think Amazonas is a very viable strat, depending on how well your pulls are. So 24 packs of Duelist Revolution. Let's get into pack number 1, see what we got, and we already have some decent cards right out of the gate here.
I have beaten the Birdmaster in the Birdmaster's domain, and now it's time to return to my domain. Some of my favorite cards are in the Duelist Revolution, and although it was great in the TCG, game-breakingly so, and terrible in Progression series, I think it's actually going to be a lot of fun and just the right amount of balance for Sealed Showdown. I'm looking forward to opening this up, and it doesn't hurt that it includes one of my favorite monsters ever. Let's see if we pull it. We got him! Scrap Dragon! This is my second favorite monster after the Junk Synchron / Junk Warrior combo. Scrap Dragon is one of my favorite cards of all time, and just a powerhouse. This monster is game-winningly strong on his own. Amazonas Willpower is also a very strong card. Amazonas Trainee is a rare monster in here that I think is actually genuinely worth running. I think the Amazonas package will be very strong, and I hope to see some scrap monsters to get us into Scrap Dragon.
Starting off down here, Rhinotaurus is just an 1800 level 4 that actually can get a second attack if 2 or more of your opponent's monsters are destroyed by battle this turn, which is kind of neat. 80 Changer is a card that has seen a little bit of play in the past, but it's a card that allows us to switch the battle position of a monster, so this is like half removal if you want to consider it like that. Hypnocorn's a decent card, shoutouts to Vlad, just because we can target a set, spell, or trap on the field and destroy it if our opponent has a monster when we normal summon this, so it is removal built into a monster, which is nice. And Earthquake Giant is kind of shitty, but honestly is like almost good enough to be played, just because 2100 defense is kind of hard to get rid of, and when it changes its battle position, you can change the battle position of one of your opponent's monsters, so this allows you to sort of turn the tide in your favor. The problem is it's only 1600 attacks, so I think there are better tribute summons.
Pack number 2, Reanimation Wave is an interesting card. This is a way for us to get Scrap Dragon back, I believe. Yeah, so if we have easy access to Scrap Dragon, Reanimation Wave may be something worth running for us. Chain Whirlwind is an interesting card. It's good in combination with Scrap Dragon, but also with not Twin Twisters, nothing that good, but Double Cyclone, a card that I think is genuinely good backer removal in here. And the Beast cards are interesting. I'm going to keep my eye on the Beast monsters because I do think they have strong synergy at rare and common.
So here are some of the Amazonas support cards. So Queen's Pawn is when an Amazonas monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to grave. Special a level 4 lower Amazonas from your deck. And Amazonas Scouts is sort of like the bottom of the totem pole, but there is a reason you want to have the low level Amazonas in your deck, because there's a card, I think it's a trap, but maybe it's a monster, that when an Amazonas is like killed, you can special summon another one from your deck that has like 1 level lower. So it allows you to just constantly float. And if we're trying to get tribute summons to stick, that is insane. So this is an interesting pack. Amazoness Trainee is like another Amazon support card. It's a decent one. It can just keep getting stronger essentially as the turns go by. Final Psychic Ogre is a tribute with 2200 attack, which is decent and also has a somewhat relevant effect. Beast Rising, there's a beast strategy that is very salient to this set, and depending on the way things go, we could go that direction. Scrap Sheen is also an interesting one just to boost the effects, or excuse me, the attack power of scrap monsters specifically. And we did pull a Scrap Beast, which is definitely one of the better ones. It's also a tuner.
It doesn't get much better than Scrap Dragon in the first pack, but I am so excited to be opening the set. Guts of Steel is a okay card for scraps, but Cursed Armaments is a genuinely strong card in any deck. It is a attack modifier that can be replaced on the field. Every time it goes to the graveyard, it goes to someone else. Pestilence is also potentially strong depending on the lineup of monsters we can expect to be seeing. Pack number 4, Parallel Selection, is a trap card I know very little about, but I believe Beast Rising is a good one. Blind Spot Strike is a very good card, and I expect that we're going to be running this at 3 if we can pull 3 copies. Yeah, Beast Rising is very strong. It's a permanent attack gain for beast monsters as long as you have a beast type or beast warrior on the field to sacrifice for it. Parallel Selection is an extremely strange card, and I will not be playing it.
Double Cyclone is in the set as well, so this does come at a 2-for-1, but again, more spell and trap removal, which is something we don't really get too often in a series like this. Another Final Psychic Ogre, another Scrap Sheen, Earthquake Giant. Cursed Armaments is actually a really sick card. So you equip monster, loses 600 attack for each monster you control. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target a face of monster your opponent controls, equip it with this card. So essentially, you can constantly keep equipping this to your opponent's monsters until there's nothing left, and this will finally hit the grave, but it's a nice way to be able to clean up a board. Oh shit, there's one of the payoffs for Amazoness, and Amazoness Queen. We also pulled Sage as well, and Horn of the Phantom Beast is crazy. So Amazoness Queen is just a 2400 tribute that prevents your Amazons from being killed in battle, but that's relevant for some of their effects, so honestly, that's a lot better than it may seem. Amazoness Sage, actually, during the end of the damage step, if it attacked and is still on the field, targets a spell or trap your opponent controls and destroys it, so one of the reasons it can pair well with Queen. Also, Queen protects herself, which battle is usually how most things die in this series, so the fact that she just can't be killed in battle is fantastic. Horn of the Phantom Beast. If there's a reason to play beasts, it is this. This card gives a beast or beast warrior 800 attack, and if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you draw a card. This card can get out of hand very quickly, and hopefully there's enough good beast support to justify playing this.
Landois's Luminous Moss is a weird one. Scrap Rage is a probably bad card. Monoceros is a decent beast for us to consider. Flamvell Pound is also a searcher, and Flamvell Archer does get it up to 1800 on its own, so may be worth running anyway. The similar thing with Dash Ward. Pack number 6, there's a Rhinotaurus. I do hope to get 3 copies of this common. This is probably the best monster that we're going to have to normal summon. It's an 1800 with upside, and another Cursed Armaments. I think I'm full up on though. Beast Rage is also a thing to keep in mind. Again, we need to watch for how we're going to be removing from play beasts, but there are a lot of cards that are good payoffs if we can do that. Next pack, Hypnocorn is one of those payoffs. Hypnocorn is a potentially strong card for this. There's a second Blind Spot Strike. That's definitely a card we're going to be looking out for. And Amazoness Sage, we are looking out for Amazoness cards. We're going to need to get a critical mass of a particular set of them in order to make them work. Our beast lineup, however, is looking very, very good, about a third of the way through our packs. Next pack, Amazoness Shamanism. I'm not sure if this is one of the good Amazoness cards, good relatively speaking to the Duelist Revolution, but Scrap Goblin is an extremely good card for us. Taking a look at Amazoness Shamanism, it destroys all face-up Amazoness monsters you control. Then you can special summon any number of level 4 or lower Amazoness monsters from your graveyard and defense position up to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect. Probably not great.
Oh, I think this is the card I was thinking of. Amazoness Willpower. Continuous trap, select an Amazoness monster in your graveyard, special summon in attack position. No, this is even better. This is Call the Haunted. It can't change its battle position and must attack if able. When it's removed from the field, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is Call the Haunted for Amazoness. So we're 100% going to play that if we go down the Amazoness route. And Fighting Spirit's also great because all Amazoness monsters gain 1000 attack during damage calc when they attack a monster that's higher attack. So it's Skyscraper for heroes, but for Amazoness, and it's not a field spell. So there is tons of good support for this, and I hope we keep getting it. Chain Whirlwind's a nice card to deal with back row. Again, a lot of ways to deal with back row in this set. Rhinotaurus, another one of him, another Fighting Spirit, and Scrap Golem. You know, for tribute summons, it's fine. It's pretty beefy, but the fact it can resurrect your scraps is pretty nice, especially in a set like this. We might play the fridge. We'll see.
Next pack, Amazonas Scouts is another Amazonas card. We're not getting the ones that we're looking for as far as the Amazonases are concerned. Pack number 10, there's a Scrap Beast. Definitely very important. That is our level 4 tuner and also has synergy with Scrap Dragon itself. That's also our second Rhinotaurus. Again, we're looking for 3 of those and we're off to a great start. And there's an Amazonas Trainee. This is the Amazonas card that we are definitely looking out for because of its power when it comes to battle. It goes to 1700 very, very easily and can continue to snowball from there. Next pack, there's an Amazonas Village. Very interesting. Not sure if this is going to be worth running unless we get a set of Amazonas cards, but there's an Amazonas Fighting Spirit. This is the real payoff to the Amazonas archetype. It is effectively your skyscraper for Amazonases and is going to be worth running as long as we get the Amazonases to run behind it. Your Amazonases under this card can pretty much run over anything except, you know, a Scrap Dragon. Next pack, Ambitious Gopher is a tribute summon. It's got 2400 attack and it can make your opponent reveal cards in their hand or destroy monsters on their side of the field. But, you know, as a 2400, that's good enough for me. There's a second Amazonas Fighting Spirit. We are looking for 3 copies of this card alongside 3 copies of Trainee.
Okay, so for whatever reason, the pack opener decided to stop working. So we had those first 8 packs open. You see now we're down to 1 of 16. And so we're going to finish our opening and then have to go back and watch to see what we already opened, which is going to be annoying, but hopefully we just pull enough duplicates in the comments that it's not going to matter too much. Flip up the next pack. This pack doesn't really have anything too important except for like maybe Fighting Spirit if we go the Amazonas route, but I think that's about it. Delta Flyer's not bad if we actually get a Synchro. This is a card that's seen like moderate competitive play just because of the fact it's a tuner that's a dragon. It can modulate its level, so that's not terrible. Another Cursed Armaments I'm happy to see. This is the first one of these that we've seen. Blind Spot Strike is maybe one of like the craziest sealed cards I've ever read. Select a face-up defense position monster your opponent controls and a face-up attack position monster you control. The monster you control gains attack equal to the opponent's monster's defense until the end phase. This allows you to clear any defense position monster you want, and it's a quick play. This card is crazy. Okay, happy to see this one. So Blind Spot Strike number 2 is now locked in, but Ambitious Gopher is insane. This is a 2401 tribute that says once per turn, you can target up to 2 monsters your opponent controls. Your opponent can reveal a monster in their hand to negate this effect. Otherwise, destroy those monsters. If they don't have a monster in their hand, you literally just get to pop 2 cards on the field for free. And even if you don't, there's no downside. They just can negate the effects. You even get the knowledge of what's in their hand as a bonus, and it's still a 2401 tribute.
Pack number 14, Playful Possum, is a very funny card, but is potentially good for getting tribute summons out. Speaking of tribute summons, here's Final Psychic Ogre, a surprisingly good one. Pack number 15, there's a Scrap Archfiend. Talk about scrap payoffs. This one is about as good as it gets. We've got Scrap Dragon and Scrap Archfiend. Incredibly good cards. And there's an Amazonas Willpower. If we get 3 of this card, we're going to be in really, really good shape for the Amazonas archetype. Pack number 17, Amazonas Heirloom as an equip spell. I remember this card being bad, but again, everything's relative and sealed. Hold up, Amazonas Heirloom is great for Amazonases. Wow, the support for Amazonases in this set is very strong. With about a third of our packs left to go, I am still looking forward to 2 more copies of Amazonas Trainee, and other than that, another Scrap Beast would be great, and some other facilitations for our Synchro monsters. Pack number 17, there's an Amazonas Trainee. Excellent, there's another copy of that card, and our 3rd Amazonas Fighting Spirits. That's going to be extremely good for our Amazonas lineup.
There's another holo in Scrap Storm, although I don't think this is really like that good. We don't really have too many Scrap synergistic cards, but it's fine. Egotistical Ape is our rare as well, and this is a tuner, but again, we don't have any synchro, so I'm not sure how relevant that is. 2 new cards here, one of them being a super rare. Unicorn Knight is actually an interesting one. It's an 1800 that it can only be special summoned if your opponent controls a monster and you control a face-up tuner, which is annoying because if we don't have any synchros, cards, there's no point to play this. But when this card special summon, you can select one of your remove from play level 3 or lower non-tuners and special summon it. Its effects are negated, you can't normal summon, but it's like a neat little card, right? And Unibird is a super rare that you can remove from play this face-up card, and one face-up monster you control, select a synchro monster in your grave with a level less than or equal to the combined original levels of the other 2 monsters. Special summon that synchro monster. Cool card, I just don't have a fucking synchro. Oh, the Amazonas support keeps coming. There is Village. Village is quite good because it gives all your Amazonas 200 attack, and when an Amazonas monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon an Amazonas monster from your deck with a level less than or equal to that level. This was the card I was thinking of. I couldn't remember if it was this or the Continuous Trap, but this is a rare. So the thing is, it's really difficult to be able to like fully round out the Amazonas strategy because some of these cards aren't common. And so the fact we have at least one of this though makes me very happy.
Pack number 18, there's another Hypnocorn. Could be worse. Pack number 19, a second Scrap Dragon and a Scrap Golem. That is so good. That's so good. I am so happy. That's my first double Cyclone, isn't it? Oh no. Scrap Dragon is so good though, I can't complain. If I can get some more tuners, I will be extremely happy with this opening. 2 Scrap Dragon, my boy, coming through for me. Starting with another parallel selection. Not going to be running that one, but I can't complain. I got double Scrap Dragon.
Holy shit, there is a synchro. I don't know if it's the one I want though. Lightning Tricorn. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So it's an ultimate rare, 2800. It only needs 2 monsters, so that's pretty nice, but one of them has to be a non-tuner beast. So we would have to play beast if we want to go for this. If this card's destroyed by your opponent's card, either battle or card effect, you can select a Thunder Unicorn or Voltic Bicorn in your graveyard and special summon it. So this is a monster that can actually get some value back out of it when it gets destroyed, and it's 2800. Honestly, not the best. I think I would have preferred something like Scrap Dragon or Scrap Archfiend, but it may be good enough that I have to try to play around with the deck building a little bit to support this, because 2800 is nuts. It's also frustrating when we keep getting like synergistic cards like Unibird as our second duplicate super rare, but it is what it is.
A third Ambitious Gopher and a Mystical Ref panel. Not sure if there's an opportunity for us to use this card, but I'll certainly be looking for it. Lightning Tricorn, and then Ask and Ye Shall Receive, Amazonas Willpower and Amazonas Trainee. Lightning Tricorn is the biggest of the Lightning Unicorn archetype. Is this card any good? Last pack. Can we round this out with our second Scrap Beast? No, but Delta Flyer is almost as good. It is a level 3 that can turn a level 4 into a level 5 and be used in order to summon a Scrap Dragon, and that's good enough for me. We also have our second double Cyclone, which is very, very strong. I'm extremely happy with these pulls. I got double Scrap Dragon and 2 more synchros to go with it. I can't wait to deck build for this one.
All right, you guys, only a few packs left out of Duelist Revolution. This has been an interesting one for sure, and there is Amazonas Heirloom. We are getting all of the good Amazonas cards. This card's neat because it actually allows you in combat to turn one of your Amazonas into a removal. You can equip it only to Amazonas. Once per turn, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. After damage calc, if the equipped monster attacks a monster, destroy the attacked monster. So this is just a huge card just to be able to deal with monsters that our opponent controls. I think we may have to go Amazonas, actually. It just seems way too good not to, especially now that we pulled the Heirloom. Let's see what we get in our... Another copy of Willpower? Are you serious? So if we get Queen out, we can resurrect her? Oh my god, we 100% have to go with this. And the last pack, let's see if we get anything good in the close. Didn't look like it. Let me quickly scroll back up here. Doesn't look like it. Just a couple like okay commons. But man, this was kind of a good opening. I mean, it wasn't like insane because like we didn't get like any of the huge synchros, but I think our Amazonas pool is good enough to probably play. And how often do you get to say you get to play Amazonas that aren't named Chainmaster? Let's get to deck building.
We got him, folks. One of my favorite monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, and I've got 2 of him. Scrap Dragon. It does not get better than this. Unless, of course, I had pulled any of the materials necessary to summon the guy. See, I only got 3 tuners in total in Scrap Beast, Scrap Goblin, and Delta Flyer, and 3 Scrap Monsters, which means our chances at summoning Scrap Dragon are a little bit low. And to supplement that, we are running a separate engine, which is our Amazonesses, which we also got a fairly good lineup of. Aside from Amazonas Queen, we've gotten all the main deck monsters we could want in Amazonas Sage and triple Amazonas Trainee, who we can trade out for each other with Amazonas Village, and then use with utility with Amazonas Heirloom and Amazonas Fighting Spirit, letting us get over pretty much any monster we want. We also got triple Amazonas Willpower, which has phenomenal synergy with Scrap Dragon, and also with our triple Ambitious Gopher. Basically, this card allows us to take back tempo at any time by summoning back one of our Amazonesses and a Desperate Tag. This allows us to push tempo. If one of our monsters gets destroyed, we can summon an Amazonas from our hand, summon another monster, and that monster could be a tuner, it could just be another guy, and start running over opponent's monsters with a little bit of extra priority to work with, which in this series is usually good enough. The rest of our monsters are basic utility things. 3 Rhinotaurus because it's our biggest guy, double Hypnocorn because this is good for clearing the way for some of our other stuff, and is just one of the best normal summons we have because of its effect. Double Mind Bowl. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I was pretty down bad for monsters at the end of this. Mind Bowl survives a battle, and if you have the tempo, that's going to be good enough for you to get to one of your payoffs. Triple Dash Warrior allows you to clear a lot of things, including the Amazonesses, and it allows you to crash into Rhinotaurus, given that your opponent doesn't have Horn of the Phantom Beast, which is a problem. I didn't get a single copy of that card. If Alex got multiples, then I'm a little bit boned. Next, we have Cursed Armaments and Pestilence. These are incredibly good cards, one of which also has great synergy with Scrap Dragon. You can destroy it to destroy an opponent's back row, and then it will re-equip itself to the monster, and we can do the whole thing again. We've got Double Cyclone. I'd be running 3 if I could, because I need to get rid of one of the Phantom Beasts, and that is pretty much it for the main deck. The things that I am concerned about is that if Alex gets a halfway decent Beast Warrior package with multiple Scrap Beasts, multiple Horn of the Phantom Beast, and or if he gets a good scrap package including Unicorn Knight, I could be in a little trouble. I don't think I can keep up with the kind of tempo and board presence that kind of deck can put out. Also, if Alex gets a better Amazonas lineup than us, say with a Queen or more copies of Amazonas Village, I could also be in a little bit of trouble then. But other than that, I think this deck is very solid. Our side deck is almost entirely meaningless because I think we've got our best cards in our main deck. Anti-Magic Prism is in the side because I think quick play spells honestly suck in this format. We don't have any particularly good ones, but if Alex shows a lot of them and we need that little bit of extra removal, then we can run it. Double Summoning Curse allows us to hold on to tempo if Alex is on a special summon strat. Triple Chain Whirlwind is an odd one because usually if a card is being destroyed by card effect to activate Chain Whirlwind, the thing that card is destroying is a back row, which is probably going to be Chain Whirlwind, so I'm not running it in the main, but may if Alex is running a lot of back row. Double Maturia Beans is another thing to hold field presence. And then we've got a little bit of a Beast Rising package to replace Desperate Tag if I think that card turns out bad. Monoceros is kind of cute because it allows us to go for Synchro Summons if we're really, really desperate. Playful Possum has a similar thing, and then AD Changer is for if Alex gets Scrap Dragon. I'm only running one because this card loses tempo like nobody's business, and tempo is king against Scrap Dragon, but this might be my only out for it. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. I'm hoping we roll high and get to summon our Scrap Dragon. Let's get into the games.
Well, I never thought I would be adding Amazonas to the checklist of things I've done in Sealed Showdown, but here we are. Honestly, I think with our polls, it sort of leans in this direction. There are some other good cards we're playing as well, but I think we have too many good Amazonas cards not to play them, especially because we pulled Queen. I think Queen's the most important one. So let's do the card by card. First up, we have AD Changer, which is nice because when it's in the grave, we can banish it and change a monster's battle position. So I say it's like half removal because it sort of kills something, because most of the time if we get something to defense or to attack, we can kill it, but we need a monster to actually do so. We have the 1 Queen followed up by the Amazonas lineup of 3 Sage, 3 Scouts, and 3 Trainees. So Sage is nice because it can pop back row, which is kind of neat. And also you have to remember too that all these are a little bit stronger than they may seem just because there is a card like Amazonas Village that can buff them up. So this could be like 1600. Scouts is the worst one, but because of Village, I want to have something that we can float into if one of our Amazonas do die in battle. And so Scouts is here for that reason. And Trainee is also a decent one. I hate that this card has negative synergy with, which card is it? I think it's Queen's Pawn, because with Queen's Pawn, if Trainee kills something, it won't work because Queen's Pawn requires the monster to go to the graveyard, and Trainee actually is the one that sends them to the bottom of the deck. I guess it makes sense because the artwork, Queen's Pawn is sending out the Trainee to attack next, but I don't know. In any case, I hate the anti-synergy there, but it's good enough. Also, because of Amazoness Fighting Spirit, all of these when they're attacking are going to gain 1,000 attack as well, so that puts Sage to 24, that puts Scouts to 15, which honestly Scouts is just here for the village synergy, and Trainee goes up to 25. So it is only when they're attacking, but that is still quite relevant. Then we have the tribute summons outside of Queen, so we have Ambitious Gopher and 2 Final Psychic Ogre. Ideally, these are a little bit better to stick than the Amazoness because Fighting Spirit only works when the Amazoness are attacking, and on the crackback, they're a bit weak. So if we can stick these, I think it's a little bit better. I think Psychic Ogre is actually a little bit better because Gopher only has 100 defense, and there's a lot of things that change battle positions in this set. So the fact that Ogre has 1,700 defense by comparison means it's a lot more likely to stick around because the next card, Rhinotaurus, is one of the few cards that can actually run it over in battle. That's why we're playing 3 of this. We're also on 3 of a card I wasn't expecting to be playing, Watt Lemur. Lemur's kind of neat because when it's destroyed either by battle or card effect, your opponent cannot conduct their battle phase during their next turn. So it doesn't prevent battle the turn it's destroyed, but on the next turn, it actually gives you a little bit of time to set up. Remember, in Sealed Showdown, a lot of the +1s come from combat, and so if we get an extra turn that we can just get something on the field, Robert can't attack it, the next turn we can sack it for Final Psychic Ogre, Gopher, or for Queen, then Lemur has an interesting role to fill in this deck. I could be completely off with the theory here, but I think this card's actually not bad. Then the spells, 3 Fighting Spirit. This is kind of cool because I think these stack if we have multiple, so that means something like Scouts would get to 2,500 on an attack, which is crazy. We have 1 Amazoness Heirloom, which is pretty nice because this is like removal essentially for all of our Amazoness. 1 Village, which we had more of this instead of like more Scouts, but it is what it is. 2 Blind Spot Strike, only pulled 2 of this, but it is removal for defense monsters. 3 Cursed Armaments, which is one of the best cards in the set. And then for the traps, 2 Amazoness Willpower. If we just keep bringing back Queen with this, there's no shot we lose. 2 Desperate Tag. This card's actually kind of neat. It's a continuous trap that says, if a face-up attack position monster you control is destroyed by battle during damage calc, you can reduce that battle damage to 0, then special summon a level 4 lower warrior from your hand at the end of the damage step. All of the Amazoness monsters are warriors, so this allows us to constantly keep monsters on the field in order to fuel our tributes or to just maintain board presence. So I actually think this card is quite good. I'm playing 1 Horn of the Phantom Beast for the 3 Rhinotaurus because this is just crazy being 2,600 that draws us cards. Wish I had more of this, but it is what it is. And then 3 Queen's Pawn to keep up the aggression because as long as we hit 1 attack in, then it's just going to get out of hand from there. The side deck, I have my optimistic package to go into Lightning Tricorn in Hypnocorn and Delta Flyer. Delta Flyer can make itself a level 4, which paired with Hypnocorn can actually make this. Hypnocorn by itself is an okay card as well. It works with Horn of the Phantom Beast, which is nice, but aside from that, getting this setup's pretty hard when we don't have many defensive options to protect our field, so I'm not too keen on this. I do have 2 Double Cyclones. I don't like that this is a 2-for-1, but it is removal at the end of the day. 3 copies of Pestilence. I think this card is actually exceptionally good if Robert's on a similar strategy to I am, because it makes the attack of a Warrior, Beast Warrior, or Spellcaster 0. So I'm going to keep an eye game 1 to see what he's playing, and then games 2 and 3, this card might come in for sure. 3 Anti-Magic Prism. This is in here because of Blind Spot Strike, or any other quick plays for that matter. It makes it so that if our opponent activates a quick play spell, we get to pop a card on the field. So that's going to be good for getting rid of like big threats we can't kill, like Amazoness Queen, for instance. Then we also have Chain Whirlwind because it's okay, but there's not many things that actually trigger Chain Whirlwind, I feel like, so I'm not really sure how good this is. And then a 3rd copy of Desperate Tag in case the other 2 overperform. I feel like this is a card, though, that once you have 1 copy of it, you don't really want more, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I am super stoked to play this. I can't wait to drop Amazoness Queen on Robert, and hopefully the Amazoness lead us to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Robert, I know you have particularly strong feelings towards Duelist Revolution. Do you want to go ahead and sound off for everyone and just get it out of the way now?
So when watching progression, this set sucked. It had nothing to offer unless you hit one of the high level things. But now that we're in Sealed, there are at least some strategies to go around here. Like there's some gameplay to be had. And so I'm actually pleasantly surprised by what we've seen from this so far.
Yeah, it's crazy because when you think about a set that has Pot of Duality, Solemn Warning, Effect Veiler, you think the set is cracked, but then you look at everything else in the set and you're like, ugh. At least by like a constructed standard, right? By sealed standards, I think the set's actually like kind of above average. I think it's actually pretty fun, but obviously the gameplay will tell us one way or another if that's the case, because every time we say this, like we think it's going to be good, and then it ends up being a train wreck, but it's still entertaining, so it's a win-win all around. So with that said, let's shout out the patron. Shouts to Dylan Schneider. Thank you for the support, buddy. Go ahead and roll that die. You're going to lose anyway.
Oh my god. Well, that's okay. My strategy may be a little bit high roll, as you'll come to understand. But I think we're gonna be okay. Oh, this is a hand, all right.
I would agree. I'm kind of regretting some things now, but you know, we'll make do, I guess. We'll make do. Best of luck, buddy.
Best of luck to you too.
My turn will consist of a setting of the T, and I will pass the T to you.
I will draw for turn. Oh, you fool. I will normal summon Hypnocorn and declare its effect, destroying your back row.
This will sort of give away what I'm up to. It is Queen's Pawn.
Ooh, interesting. A very, it looks like aggro Amazonas strat. I'm into it. Okay, let's go to battle phase. Let's attack in with my Hypnocorn, see what we hit.
It is AD Changer.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I will set a back row, and it is your go.
Okay, I'll draw.
Hypnocorned in return.
I would like to, but sadly, I don't think that's going to be the case. Man, that ruined my fun, hitting my Queen's Pawn. This set's really weird because aside from the 1800 Rhinoceros, whatever the hell it's called, the main stat lines of monsters in the set are actually quite dinky.
They're not impressive, I'll give them that.
No. I think I'm just going to set one and throw it back.
Fascinating. Draw for turn. That's not a terrible one. Let's go ahead and reveal that I may be on a not dissimilar strat to you by normal summoning Amazonas Trainee. Let's go to battle. I'll attack into your face down monster.
It is Watt Lemur.
Oh, I won't be able to conduct my next battle phase, but I will also get a little token on our Amazonas Trainee, giving her 2.
And my Lemur also goes to the bottom of my deck per the trainee's
effect. That's true. And then I will attack directly with Hypnocorn.
I will take the 14 from Hypnocorn.
That's
Congratulations.
Right. I'll pass turn.
Okay, I'll draw. Main one, that's looking a lot better now. Let me think about this. I think we're probably fine here. Trainee 17, correct?
That is correct.
I'm going to run out Amazonas Sage.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
I will activate Amazonas Fighting Spirit.
There it is. Okay, this is actually a problem for me.
We will go and hit in. This will trigger the spirit, so Sage goes up to 2,400.
Yeah, and I will take 700.
And I will trigger Sage since she's still on the field at the end of the damage step, and I will target to pop your back row.
Yeah, I played a little too fast and loose with that double Cyclone.
Okay, second main, I'm just chilling. Go ahead.
Okay, let's draw for turn. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Let's just continue playing the beatdown strat. I'm going to normal summon Rhinotaurus.
There he is, Rhinotaurus. I completely butchered his name.
That's okay. I think I've just called him Rhinotar every time I've seen him.
Excellent.
We're going to go to battle phase. Let's attack in with the Rhinotaurus.
Fortunately, the fighting spirit is only good during my battle phase, so I will take 400 here, and the Sage will fall.
All right, Hypnocorn, get in.
Hypnocorn's getting in.
Hypnocorn is truly a formidable beast. And I will pass a turn on that.
Okay, I will draw. And now I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with these two idiots. I mean, I honestly think I just have to keep doing what I've been doing. I will bring out another Sage.
That is A-okay.
Hypnocorn will continue to survive because, unfortunately, it doesn't have higher attack than the Sage.
He's a survivor. I'll take 600.
600 from this. Yep. Second main. You don't have a lot really going on over there. If you do, you've been just holding out this whole time, which could be the case. Anything else I want to do? I'll just pass. Go ahead.
Okay. Draw for turn. Show me one of the things. It's not one of the things. It's not terrible, though. Start by activating Pestilence, targeting your Amazonas Sage.
She's down to 0.
And I will normal summon a Sage of my own.
Okie dokie.
And we'll go to battle, and I'm going to attack over your Sage.
It's pretty good. So I take 14 here, and then I lose the fighting spirits.
That's true, and you'll take another 14 from Hypnocorn.
The Hypnocorn!
Too powerful, main phase 2.
Pestilence is gone.
Oh, it is gone. I think I will let you go.
I'll draw. I also think we fucked up and forgot Watt Lemur, now that I just drew one and remembered.
Well...
So, irreparable game state, I guess. That's fine. That actually could have mattered too, but that's okay.
Yeah, that a little bit sucks for you.
That's on me, because since we shuffled the from the trainees effect going back to the bottom, it just completely escaped
yeah.
me.
Does it trigger if it gets traineed? Does she send back?
It doesn't have to go to
deck?
grave.
Oh, it doesn't have to go to grave. That makes
Well,
sense.
actually, that's an interesting point.
One way or another, it doesn't matter right now.
It doesn't, no. I think it... whatever. The comments can figure it out. They're geniuses.
True. Having trouble outing my two 1400 attack point monsters.
Not gonna lie, kind of. Yeah, I'll just set 1, set 2. Go ahead.
All right, draw for turn. Oh, it's a pretty good top deck. Let's go for Rhinotaurus.
That's pretty good.
Well, let's go to battle phase. I will attack.
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. I think the Watt Lemur fucked me up, but that's okay. It's fine. Yeah, I think I just played that game a bit sloppy because of the... I don't know if the lemur thing would have mattered, but I also had the AD changer that I just never used. I wanted to save it for later, but I feel like it may have just been better just to fight for tempo and not have been so conservative with it, but... Because I never even got to use it. And, like, I could have used it on the last board you made, but it wouldn't have mattered because you had another monster anyway, so...
Oh, this hand is pretty okay.
We'll see how it goes.
This is an all-right hand.
This hand is... it's fine. I've seen better. Main 1, best of luck, buddy. I am going to set 1 card and pass.
Okay, that seems sensible. I'll draw for turn. Main 1. I guess we start with the normal summon of Amazonas Trainee. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
Let's go to battle phase and I'll attack.
It is AD changer, going to the bottom.
Okay. All right. Well, that worked out for me pretty nicely. I'll pass turn.
I'll draw. I will normal a trainee of my own and activate fighting spirits.
Aha! I will take the
800.
800 here.
She goes to the bottom.
Oh, yes.
Could be relevant, actually. Could be relevant. Second main, I don't really think there's much else I can do, so I'll just pass.
It just flattens like a... Oh, that's the top of my deck. That was close. Now it'll let me. All right.
There you go.
With that out of the way, I'll start my turn. That's a pretty okay draw. I think what I want to do right here is normal summon my Amazonas Sage and activate a fighting spirit of my own.
There it is. Yep.
Let's go to battle phase, and I'll attack into your trainee.
So I'm going to take 7, and then I lose my fighting spirit.
And then it's your go.
You know, this is an interesting question, actually. Does Amazonas fighting spirit, is it reciprocal? It says if an Amazonas monster attacks a monster with higher attack. It doesn't say your Amazonas monster.
That's a good question.
We're just full of
questions. If so, I may
today,
be boned. If so, I'm donezo, and I deserved it for the Watt Lemur thing. Your go.
We probably should look this up. This could be relevant.
Oh, yeah, we probably should.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in Duel Links, so we might have a
The
real
effect
rule.
of Amazonas fighting spirit only applies when your Amazonas monster attacks, it says, apparently. So, supposedly it doesn't work. Do I believe them? I don't know, honestly. I will just go to main phase.
Who has had the chance to make a binding ruling on the functionality of Amazonas fighting
I'm
spirit?
sure someone has had this come up at a regional, and it's sad that I think that that's the case. Main 1. This is actually kind of annoying. I think I'm going to have to go set this card and pass.
Draw for turn. Oh, Alex. I have a chance to do something my deck was built for.
Okay.
We're going to normal summon Scrap Goblin.
Oh, shit. On the Goblin, huh? Okay.
And we are going to synchro summon.
Archfiend.
That's right,
Wow.
Scrap Archfiend.
Okay.
We'll go to battle, and I'll attack in.
Watt Lemur. I will not forget this time.
Ah,
Although we didn't know if it triggered the time before. This time it will 100%
This time
trigger.
it 100% will. Okay. End turn. I'm going to put it in chat.
Okay. I will set 1, 2, 3, and I'll pass the turn.
Interesting. Starting to really commit to the board. Well, let's draw for turn.
Okay, so you cannot attack this turn.
That's true. I will instead just normal summon a Rhinotaurus.
Sure.
And pass the turn.
Okay. I will draw. Watt Lemur putting in a decent amount of work here. I'm going to sack AD Changer for Final Psychic Ogre.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm going to banish the AD Changer, and let's switch your Scrap Archfiend to defense.
Okay.
And then we'll go to battle. We'll just clear him.
All right. There he goes. I have lost my synchro.
I do not have a Psychic Engrave. That would be really cool if I did, but sadly I do not. Instead, I'm just going to go to second main and just throw it back.
All right. Draw for turn. It's a pretty interesting one, Alex.
You sound way too
pretty
excited.
interesting
You
one.
sound way too excited.
I'm pretty excited, Alex. Are you aware of what one of my favorite monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh is?
Well, I know now.
Are you aware of the special relationship I have with a particular card? Do you have a response to the summon of Scrap Golem?
I do not have a response to the summon of Scrap Golem.
We'll declare Scrap Golem targeting Scrap Goblin.
Yes, get the Goblin.
The power of dueling book. Sure, it'll go to the spell trap zone. Okay.
It's even funnier because on my screen, Scrap Golem's picture isn't loading on the card.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Really getting the
true dueling
power
book
of the
experience.
moment right now. Okay, with all that out of the way, I will perform a synchro summon. Alex,
Oh my god.
I have been very excited for this episode, for the possibility that I get to summon my favorite synchro monster in history, Scrap Dragon!
I knew Junk Warrior was. I did not know Scrap Dragon was also in that same light. But understandably, because Scrap Dragon's insane.
Do you have a response to the summon of Scrap Dragon?
What am I going to respond with? Fucking solemn
I don't know,
warning?
solemn warning?
I guess that's
Exactly.
true, actually. It's in the
That's the kind of shit that's been happening to me for the last 2 months,
That's true.
Alex.
That's true.
Okay.
No, I'm not a god like you and pull every good synchro in the last 10 episodes of 5Ds. You're fine.
Well, with that in the books, the question is, do I want to destroy something? And if I destroy something, what? You can't Horn of the Phantom Beast Final Psychic Ogre,
I wish.
fortunately for me.
That would be
that
incredible.
would really mess up my day right now. Let's go to battle phase,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack in.
I'll take 6.
Okay. Main phase 2, I'm going to actually declare Scrap Dragon. I'm going to target my Fighting Spirit
And
and this back row.
it is Horn of the Phantom Beast.
Oh, got rid of a pretty good one. It is your
Got rid
go.
of a pretty good one. It's not like I can kill Scrap Dragon. Like, come on. All right, I'm going to set one and pass. Go ahead.
AD Changer plus Horn of the Phantom Beast was pretty much the thing I saw that might be able to take out a Scrap Dragon.
Fair play.
Let's see what I want to do under these circumstances. I mean, keeping up the pressure doesn't seem terrible. I am going to set a back row, and let's declare Scrap Dragon. I'm going to target my face down back row and your monster.
Okay. It is Watt Lemur.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I cannot conduct my battle phase during my next turn.
Yes, you can attack this turn.
So I will indeed attack this turn. I am going to normal summon a Scrap Beast.
Yep, this is also not impressive considering you have a Scrap Dragon on the field. So for all the good, Watt Lemur's going to do me here. All right.
I mean, for sure. We'll go in.
All right, 16, 28.
28. And it is your go.
I have time. Wait a minute. We have time indeed. Ho, ho, ho. The tables might have turned, Robert.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this doesn't matter at all. This is so bad. You're actually going to get to, like, use its stupid-ass second effect, which never comes up.
My
fine.
favorite cards always come through for me,
Yeah,
Alex.
you're okay. I'm just gonna do it because I'm not gonna get a chance to do this again. I will activate Amazoness Willpower, targeting the trainee.
Okay.
I will activate Amazoness Heirloom, equipping it to Trainee.
Oh!
I pulled the super rare. All right.
You did indeed.
So this is cool. I get to hit you for a bunch of damage that I'm going to take here and kill the Scrap Dragon.
There it goes.
And then you get to trigger the Scrap
and then
Dragon,
I will trigger Scrap Dragon. Yep, and we will summon ourselves a golem.
Yep. That's all you got to do. Second main, I guess I will... Guess I'm just setting here to not die. I have just enough life points to live if you just attack with Golem. But Golem can get something back. Knowing you, you probably pulled 2 Scrap Dragons, so I'm like extra fucked in that case. Not much I can do. Show me the second Scrap Dragon.
Well, we'll draw for turn, and sure enough, Alex, we will summon...
fucking full of shit. How the fuck do you keep doing this, Robert?
I will send to the grave my Scrap Golem and my Scrap Goblin to summon my second Scrap Dragon from the extra deck. Buddy, we really gotta stop predicting each other's broken plays. It will always come to pass.
Yeah, this is the man with 4 fucking extra deck monsters, and 2 of them are Scrap Dragons. I hate this game so much. Fucking hate this game so much. I want a game 3.
Okay, let's do it. I will accept the rematch.
Two fucking Scrap Dragons and a Scrap Archfiend. Unbelievable. This is not real. I cannot believe this. Whatever. All right. If I can try to at least get... I don't even think I can get a game off of you. If you have that, if you're packing that, I have 0 chance to win this. All right. We'll try. I will set one and pass.
All right. Draw for turn. That's okay. Okay, it's your opponent controls. Let's normal summon ourselves an Amazoness Sage.
Sure.
And to back her up, I'm going to activate Amazoness Village.
Have the village. Okay, that's fine.
I do. Let's go to battle, and I'll attack in with Sage.
It is Lemur.
We're just doing this all over again.
Yes, we are.
I will
We're
not
trying.
get a battle phase. I'm going to put Lemur in the chat. Can we get some Lemurs in the chat, commenters? All right. We will pass because Sage only targets opponent's cards.
All right, so village will get you an Amazoness if I kill the Sage, which is annoying. I guess I will run out Rhinotaurus and just clear the Sage.
I will take the how much?
200
here.
Yes, because your Amazoness Village also buffs them.
And we will declare Amazoness Village, and it is a level equal to or lower than, which is highly convenient. So I'm going to get myself Trainee.
Second main, I'm going to set 1 card, and I'll throw it to you.
All right, draw for turn.
Remember, you cannot attack.
That is A-okay. I have the feeling that's not going to be terribly necessary. I'm going to normal summon Scrappy.
Fuck off!
We'll synchro off. Let's go for our boy, the Scrap Dragon.
This is fucking agony. Yep.
Let's see. I mean, probably the move is to destroy the Rhinotaurus. Just to make sure that you can't keep tempo on me. You don't have an 80 changer to switch Scrap Dragon to defense. So yeah, we will... What would I actually be concerned about that you could do with Rhinotaurus now that I'm thinking about it? Not die is the answer. Okay, we're just going for it. Amazoness Village going after Rhinotaurus.
He's
I'll pass the turn on that.
I'll draw. None of this matters. I will set 1, throw to you.
Draw for turn. Oh, this is a fun loop I've just activated. I am going to normal summon Scrap Goblin.
Oh, Jesus fucking
We'll
Christ.
declare Scrap Goblin targeting your monster, or declare Scrap Dragon targeting Goblin in your monster.
Yep, it is Watt Lemur.
Oh boy, all right, and then we will use Watt Goblin to add Scrap Beast to my hand.
Watt Goblin? That's a new one. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Watt You know, I'm just being... How do you... I don't need to think. I have Big Dragon.
You do have Big Dragon. Yes, that is true.
Main phase 2. Let's set a back row, and it's your go.
There's just nothing I could do. Go.
Okay, I'll draw for turn, and I'll have a little fun here. I'm going to activate Amazoness Willpower, targeting my Amazoness trainee. And then we're going to normal summon Scrap Beast.
Yeah, and just summon the second Scrap Dragon.
We're just going to summon the second Scrap Dragon.
You can say you summon
goes.
2 of them at once. That's fine.
I can. Okay, and we'll declare that Scrap Dragon to target my Amazoness Willpower in your monster.
It is 80 changer.
I'll pass my turn.
Draw. This was fun. This was an experience.
I'm sure. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I had double cursed armaments, but I didn't have a monster that could actually do anything with it. So I could have potentially staved off some of the damage and then just died on the next turn because my hand was the psychic ogre thing. I had Amazon as queen, which was sick. But
dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, queen is amazing, but it pales in comparison to Scrap Dragon. I'm over here like, I got Amazon as queen. Meanwhile, you have fucking Scrap Archfiend, Scrap Dragon, and like the best sealed deck you've probably ever built in your entire life.
Oh, buddy, this was not by far the best sealed deck I've ever built. You want to know why?
Why?
In my collection, I own a grand total of 1 Scrap Goblin, 1 Scrap Golem, and 1 Scrap Beast.
Please tell me you're joking.
I'm not joking.
I can't believe
I said in my deck profile, if Alex gets a better Amazoness package or a better Synchro Summon package than me, I've done so. And yet...
I had the better Amazoness package, like, let's be honest.
That's true.
But it didn't matter when you're just... Apparently you inherited my protagonist powers this episode, and were like, I'm just going to get every card I need and just Scrap Dragon all over this game. Oh my god. What was your 4th one? You have another card,
it was yet another level 8. It was Lightning Tricord.
Hey, same, buddy. That was my only one that I got. Such a great synchro card, isn't it?
True.
Oh my god. So bad.
It's like Scrap Dragon without an effect.
Yeah, so like as soon as I got Queen and Heirloom, I'm like, holy shit, my Amazoness package is nuts. I also got 2 willpower as well. So nice. Queen is crazy because under normal circumstances where someone doesn't pull 2 Scrap Dragons, Amazoness Queen can't be killed in battle, which is like typically how things die in our format, right?
True.
And then if you somehow manage to clear it, then I can just willpower it back and then like we're off to the races again. And Heirloom's like maybe the best removal card in the whole set, except it sucks, but you know, it works, right? It gets the job done. Aside from that, I mean, I don't think I got anything else crazy. Your pulls were exceptionally better than mine, by far. Aside from my, like, 2 good Amazoness cards, everything else was just, like, average or, like, below average.
Yeah, I will not lie. I lucked out on this one in a number of ways.
Did you, buddy? Did you, buddy? Go ahead and keep illuminating us.
Oh, that's you've heard the ways. Those are the ways. I feel like getting 2 Scrap Dragon and then getting each of the one-of scrap cards in my deck is enough luck for me.
Yeah. Seems like it. It's okay, though. I mean, for the amount of times that I've done similar bullshit to you, I think it's fair that it gets reciprocated back to me every once in a while. So I'm sure the RJ fans out there are going to be very excited that you took this one in a convincing 3-0 fashion. This wasn't even close. This was not even close by a mile. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So big shout to Shout1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, Tin00x3, Chaotic Meatball, MBT, Play Medolce, Eka Ironfang, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan the Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, I Ship MBT and Cimo, Draconic, Rockslide, Jordan Coons, Iron Blades, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, David Lou, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, Phoenix the Immortal, Cody Bretch, John 2 Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, Matthew Brady, Max, MBT's Gamer Word Pass, Tom Russell, Twinkle Muncher, Why Read Cards When You Can Just Click Buttons, Valen Jackson, Aren't You Glad I Didn't Say Alpha Tribute Ben 10, Helios 515, thank you Cimo, MBT Gage, TheRJB0 and Ruxin34, MBT fans scare me more than COVID, Simping for Cimo, Stolfin Amethyst, Tyler H, Nicholas Carpenter, Cimo's Harem of Sexy Yugi Tubers, Mike Ty, Rev Skinner, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnels, Stella and Zoe Vermilion, Wonder Waffle, Skull Servant and the Wandering Doomed are boyfriends, MBT canceled by all communities soon, canceled by all committees soon, canceled by all players soon, not reading cards makes the game interesting and you know it, The Undertaker versus Cimo and MBT, Hunter Reed, and Shrugs. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.